What's up, everyone? I'm Shafi and you're listening to the Who Dropped the Popcorn podcast. The premise is simple. One of us picks a film that we know the others haven't seen, and we all come together here to discuss it. Joining us tonight is Dave McHugh.
Show me the money, Paramount.
Andy Newlands.
Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark. This is how we used to make the party start. We used to mix him with the Cardi Dark, and when it kicks in, you can hardly stop.
And all the way from the somewhat north of England, Kyle Hammond.
In the Navy, you can sail the seven seas in the Navy. Yes, you can put your mind at ease in the Navy. Come on, people, fall and make a stand in the Navy. Can't you see we need a hand?
There's a film about planes, mate.
What are you on about? Here's a warning, we'll be going into heavy spoilers for this film, so we suggest you watch the film before listening to this. This episode's choice is Kyle's. Kyle has chosen 2022's Top Gun Maverick, written by Erin Kruger, Eric Warren Singer, and Christopher McQuarrie, and directed by Joseph Kosinski. Top Gun Maverick is the belated sequel to the 1984 classic aero actioner starring Tom Cruise as Pete Maverick Mitchell. He's tasked with training a group of young fighter pilots to undergo a deadly mission to destroy an unsanctioned uranium plant while having to confront his troubled past. Kyle, why did you choose this film?
I knew I'd love this film. I knew you'd all love this film. We all love Big Tom, or Little Tom. Yeah, that's why. Just simple as. Fuck it. Good film. Let's rock.
Yes, Kyle, tell us about your background of Top Gun. How were you fond of the original film before? When did you watch the original film, and how recently did
During
you watch
his first masturbation session, probably.
So I think I watched I've seen bits of it like as a kid, and then I probably watched it first time as maybe like maybe as a teenager, and I really liked it. But then I rewatched it a month ago before I watched the new one, and I was a bit bored, to be honest. But
yeah, man, yeah, absolutely agree.
What made you like it when you were a teenager?
Fucking another memory test from Shafi. I can't remember, mate.
Fucking hell! Here we go. Let's try and have a conversation.
I know.
I just remember all that. Like, I didn't really understand. Like, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Goose dies." I'm like, "What are you on about?" And then I finally watched it. I'm like, "Oh, that's what they mean when Goose dies, because a guy called Goose dies."
Yeah. Who was telling you Goose dies?
Probably you. I don't know.
I don't really have that much memory of the original film. I really don't.
Oh, you lot.
Other than my sister. My sister had a big crush on Tom Cruise, and so basically, this whole like filmography was yeah. Well, no, she said she went off him when he split up with Nicole Kidman. Because did he cheat on her? I don't even know. Did he cheat on her?
No, with Penelope Cruz, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, he didn't lie.
Oh, here we go. Dave has to get it.
Yeah, where are you getting your facts from? Stop slagging off Tom Cruise. Your fake news.
Don't listen to that Aussie bitch.
Whoa.
Dave says he's Catholic. This is the Scientology. The Church of Scientology is making Dave say this.
Nicole Kidman's a class act, Dave. You can't call her a bitch.
Nah, okay.
Okay, so anyway,
she was happy to leave Big Tom. I'll never forgive her.
But yeah, so like, Cocktail, Top Gun. What were the early films? Oh yeah, Risky Business. Like all of those films were in the background when I was like a little kid, like really young.
You said Top Gun was 84. It was actually 86. So,
yeah.
Oh shit, it's 86. Do I need to re-record the?
No.
Let's start the whole thing again.
Just let our viewers know how little you know.
Exactly.
How about you, Andy? What is your sort of background with that first Top Gun? How
fucking greatest movie ever when I was growing up. Do you like motorbikes? Yeah. Do you like volleyball? Yeah. Do you like beach? Yes. Is Tom Cruise a legend? Yes. I like that vampire film we did with Brad Pitt, even though he fell out with Brad Pitt on the set because Brad Pitt didn't use deodorant. Who cares? Whatever. There was nothing in Top Gun. Doesn't matter. Like in a bar,
did not know that.
Every time I go to Vegas, I try and relive that bar scene in fucking Top Gear. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It hasn't aged well. It was made for its time. That's why I say to people now, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to watch Maverick. Do you need to watch the first Top Gun?" No, not really. But at the time, it just nailed it. It's like Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze was a time, right? Top Gun was also a time. 10 out of 10.
But Tom Cruise has been nailing it for over 30 years, man. He is the man.
But Top Gun the film.
What's he been
Top Gun
nailing?
the film is a time capsule.
Nicole
It
Kidman.
worked at that time. Stop slagging off Nicole Kidman.
I'm not. I like her, but I just love Tom so much.
Is he single now, Tom Cruise? I don't know. Is he single now?
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
I reckon he's
Not
got
in a gay way.
someone. I reckon he's got someone on the side, you know.
John Travolta.
Well, he'll have a harem of Scientologists. That's what he'll have.
This is, I can't believe we're actually doing. Okay, so when did you watch that original, Andy?
I think I was around Simon Vieira's house when I lived in Cozy Drive. Maybe
good old Simon.
I think I might have been 9, maybe.
Yeah, that's honestly,
Really
there's nothing. Yeah, you can watch Top Gun when you're really young. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No,
That's why I basically like. I love Tom Cruise. I named my son Ethan after Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise is probably the thing that got me into speed as well through fucking Top Gun. So
between us, we're going to get you off your addiction someday.
I know.
Yeah, he also got me. No, actually, I was going to tell a joke, but that's not. I can't say that. It's outrageous. But yeah. So.
I'm sure that was Keanu. It was like Keanu Reeves anyway.
Even his name, T. Cruz. What's a fucking legend? Like Cruz. He's cruising at altitude. It just works.
I don't think is that his real name. Is that his real name?
Probably.
I want to know what his real name is.
That's the name that Zemu choose for him, man. Just live with it. Okay.
Tom Cruise's real name is Tom Cruise Mapother the Fourth. Just let that soak in. And Zeno didn't choose it. That's fucking outrageous. It was David Miscavige.
Ron Hubbard. To Ron Hubbard? Or
L. Ron Hubbard, yeah.
Okay.
L. Ron Hubbard and David Miscavige had this little Rolodex of celebrities.
Well, the guy from Happy Days.
Yeah.
Dave, what is your history with that first film, the original film?
I don't have an issue with it, to be honest.
Okay, that's that conversation over. Thanks, Dave. A typical fucking Dave answer there.
Honestly, it was never.
Just tell us when you saw it. When did you watch it? What
when did you think first wank over John Travolta?
When I was round at your sister's.
It starts, mate. The battle's on.
Sure, Shafi left. No,
6 months. 6 months we've waited to do this podcast, and you do a sister joke within
you guys are
8 minutes.
Piling. I'm sure, like Kyle, since the film was announced, he's been getting his notepad out, writing all the jokes down.
Oh yeah, man. Seen it twice, mate. I went last night. I wrote some more jokes.
Every week.
Comes out in a month.
Basically, so to the viewers, we've been delaying this. As you can tell, we've delayed this episode so many times because for one reason or another. So basically, Kyle probably did a fist pump in the air every time it got delayed, so he can write some more jokes down about this film. Okay, Dave.
Then he chose a song about the Navy.
When did you watch the fucking film?
It wasn't
the original Top Gun. When did you watch it?
It wasn't part of like that kind of VHS world of growing up from the 80s. It really was never in my library. I don't really know. Probably, maybe 93 or something like that. I probably caught it. But I never liked it because it was just training. It was never the real McCoy, really, was it? It was just training. And I wasn't even sure if this film was actually going to lead to the actual final scene where they fight. I thought it might have just been them sort of flying off into the sunset. And you don't know. But they fucking went for it big time. And then a little bit after. You
were disappointed in that film because not enough Russians are being shot down.
Basically a high school drama. It is a high school drama. And
yeah, that's kind of like, you kind of nailed it there where regarding, I'm not that keen on the original, but, and the reason why is just, you've kind of described it quite well, actually. High school drama, because it is sort of like
the cool kids versus the geeks.
No, it's the same. It's the feature film of Saved by the Bell, isn't it? Zach is is Maverick.
You guys are such twats.
Wait, what? That's not an insult. We all love Saved by the Bell.
You lot overthink everything. It's a fucking awesome film about planes. Just chill out.
Was there planes? But no, not really. It was more like.
I actually feel sorry for you. It wasn't exactly in line with my fucking no.
Oh God! Just because, Andy was happy because the machine was going fast, and
that's all you want.
Yeah, fucking.
Andy's got. I feel the need for speed tattooed on his back, hasn't he? Slag tag on the bottom.
Got it just above my ass, mate.
Slag tag, mate. Yeah.
Christ. Okay, so back to stay with you, Dave. What were your expectations of Top Gun Maverick then when it was first announced? So I'm guessing you didn't watch the trailer. So
no, of course not.
When it was first announced, what were you excited to watch it or
no?
Or
God, no. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how on earth are you making a sequel to Top Gun? How has this happened? What is this? I didn't even think it's a paycheck. I couldn't deal with it. I was like, what? I wasn't interested. No thanks. Was I wrong? And it is unreal. Like, my God, what a film. It is so good. Just in case the viewers tuning out.
We're gonna get to that. What about you, Kyle? What were your expectations of the sequel?
Well, first of all, I forgot to do it earlier, but we had a bit of a spike in listeners from the Central American Republic of Honduras. So I wanted to say,
I knew it. I knew they'd love that.
I just want to say hello to.
It's another relative of Dave.
Just wanted to say hello to our listeners in Honduras. Hola, basically. No, I didn't give a shit about this sequel. I was like.
Exactly.
And it's only when the reviews
randomly bring up Honduras while I'm asking.
I meant to do it earlier. I forgot. Sorry. Okay, right. It's only when the reviews came in, and all the reviews were like fucking 5 stars. This is the film of the year. All that stuff. It's like, okay, let's see what this is like. I've seen it twice, so that's take from that what you want.
Oh, you've seen it twice?
Yeah, I went last night again. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you downloaded a Thai cam version of it where someone stands up in the middle of the screen or whatever. But okay, great. So how was that second experience compared to the first one?
Really, really enjoyed it. And it's weird, like the film's been out. I went at 9:00 last night, and this not in Sheffield, so in Chesterfield. It's quite a small town. 9:00 last night, and the film's been out 6 weeks. Yeah, and it was still half full.
Oh, nice one.
Normally, when I went to see Thor the week before at 9:00, and there was like 5 people in there.
It's interesting, like people, all these announcements. We're speaking on the 17th of July, 2022. Every week there seems to be an announcement of it's got number 1 in domestic, it's got number 1 in internationally. In the following week, it's become like the highest kind of grossing film of the month, the highest grossing film of the year, and now it's like coming up to like the highest grossing film of all time. And the thing that people are responding with it is Tom Cruise saves cinema.
Yeah,
yes. Because as Kyle just said that people are still going to the cinemas to watch it, and
and this was supposed to come out 2 years ago. They filmed this in 2019.
That rant about kind of the Tom Cruise rant that he did on the latest Mission Impossible set, and he's like, people are relying on us. They're relying on it, and this is what he means. Like he literally
fuck yeah.
He feels like So
I love that. I absolutely love that rant. That wasn't like the Christian Bale rant on Terminator. That was bollocking people that deserve a good bollocking, and it was fucking wonderful to hear because people are reliant on it. So many people are reliant on it, and Tom Cruise just was not having it. Fucking legend.
Andy, what about you? Did you watch the trailers and everything?
So the thing is, guys, right? This film was made for people like me. First of all, let's just shout out to Tom Cruise. He is the world's greatest promoter. Okay, Will Smith tried. tried
Shout
to be
out to
global
Tom
brands and all
Cruise.
the rest of it, and he fucked it up, right? And
It's probably listening.
Tom Cruise is the best salesman of the movie ever. Like, he has done so many fucking interviews about this film, and he hasn't put a foot wrong. I've seen them all. I've watched all 50 million. He smiles, he tells jokes. Fucking hell, the premiere, he fucking lands a helicopter on the fucking Navy boat and walks down the red carpet in a suit looking like the fucking coolest movie star ever. So he sold it to me. Like, even if I didn't know anything about this, you could literally wipe my memory from Top Gun, sorry, and just fucking made me watch this actor talking about this movie, and I would have gone to watch it. So I was insanely excited, like to the point where like I fucking was thinking about sneaking in and watching it, but I went with my wife, and it's a great date movie as well.
So what did Jen think of it?
Jen thought it was one of the best films she's ever seen.
Wow,
Thought it was one of the best films she's ever seen. I left. That's awesome. It's funny, actually. Jen was talking about it to someone the other day, and I'd forgotten I'd said this, but she said that when I left the cinema, I turned to her and said, "Fucking hell, like, I haven't watched a movie that made me feel like that for years." And apparently I said it was like getting a warm hug.
Feel.
That for me is...
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. You feel this film inside, don't you, man?
Yeah, 100%. Like, honestly, I've enjoyed like some of the big movies that I've seen lately. Like, you know, I've really enjoyed. This is going to sound ridiculous to even talk about this, but I went to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the other day with the kids, and it was fucking brilliant. I had a great time. Mm-hmm. Some of the Star Wars films that I've seen recently, I thought were fucking off the chain, but this film fucking did something to me, man. It did something to the audience as well. People were fucking saluting each other and high-fiving as we were leaving the fucking cinema. And I'll tell you a story about what I did to an old man after this in the cinema as well. But it fucking... And obviously, as a petrol head, I was well looking forward to it. I was just some of those iconic. I wanted to see him on the motorbike. I wanted to see like how the Goose. So yeah, sorry, I'm going on it, but I'm just trying to get across how fucking exciting it is for somebody like me who just wants to be entertained. I don't care about the sub levels or whatever.
Okay, so Andy, go on. Tell your story about the old man.
Right, when I walked into the cinema, there was a guy. We were probably sitting 6 seats up the stairs, and this old guy was sat there, and I mean old, right? I'm guessing he must have been fucking hell approaching 90, and there was some money on the floor underneath him. Jen saw the money and said, "Pick it up, give it to him." So I did, and when we were just like, okay, that was fine. The guy was with a bunch of 85-year-olds. At the end of the movie, he couldn't stand up. He couldn't fucking stand up.
She had a massive boner from watching the film.
Well, fuck you. Fuck you. Forget it. Fucking forget it.
Through the popcorn. That's how you do it. Trying to get his mates to grab his dick. Legend. The old ones are the best.
I think Dave's going to come up with a new lemonparty.org page. If no one knows that reference, then don't look it up, please. Yeah.
So I had to carry him down the stairs, like on my shoulder, and it was like I felt like he was an old fucking fighter pilot, and I was the new guy. And at the end, some people like there were other people in there, but they weren't strong enough. So this guy was fucking heavy. Like, one of the guys saluted me on the way out.
Holy
like, fucking saluted me. Like, the camaraderie was unbelievable. All of his mates, who were about 85, like, were just like, "Thank you so much," patting me on the back. Like, I've never felt such elation. Like, the film made us all come together. Like, the old man thanked me. I saw him in the car park later. But to get a fucking salute from someone, it took me a good 10 minutes to get this guy, like, down the stairs. It was every step was about 2 minutes or so. But I didn't give up. I didn't give in. I was just like Tom Cruise. I was focused on my mission. Exactly. I was getting more and more tired. This guy weighed a ton. Like, his entire body weight was on me. And I got a salute from someone. That is unbelievable.
Holy
That's never
shit.
happened to me in a cinema before.
I've never been saluted in the cinema either. So, yeah, wow. Fucking hell. That's fucking awesome.
Let's go to Kyle's story then. What's your story?
Oh, no, my story's crap compared to this. But no, I went on a Tuesday night, and I was the youngest person in there.
You almost got mugged.
The youngest person by 20 years, man. Like, everyone was really fucking old. People were singing along, you know, the slow dive. Slow dive, down, 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 down. Take it. Like, everyone was singing along, clapping. A guy in front of me had like 8 cans of beer while watching the film. And like, people were coughing, and like, a guy was asleep. It's fucking insane fucking cinema. What is going on a Tuesday night?
Legends, just legends.
It's interesting that both Andy and Kyle have something to say about
old man.
No, about their experience in the cinema, because as we said, Tom Cruise saved cinemas, and
he has.
Like stuff like that for the past few years, we've relied on watching films at home, and these streaming services giving us the newest films. But the fact is that Andy wouldn't be able to recapture that experience being at home. I reckon there are out of those millions and millions of people that have gone out to see this film, I'm pretty sure there's a good 50%, at least 50%, that have a story to tell about the experience of watching the film.
To the max. Me and Jen had such a good time. We're going to go and watch that Jurassic Park film just because we enjoyed being back at the cinema. Nothing to even do with the film.
But I mean, even Dave saying that, because Dave was reluctant to watch this in the cinema, and then I said to him, "It's something you need to experience in the big screen." So, yeah. Dave, are you going to say, "Oh, Shafi, you were so right. You were so right"?
Well, I mean, I still think I could have enjoyed it in my own home cinema, but yeah, it was cool.
Have that experience, we said it was immersive and everything like that.
Yeah. But it might, honestly, it still might be available. I think it's more how it's shot, not where I watched it. It's just unreal. But yeah, man, I can't wait to watch it again. I cannot wait to watch it again. We'll see how it goes.
Andy, do you want to recap the film?
Hey, what's that you say? It's Andy's articulate analysis.
Right, fuck me up the arse. This is fucking what happens. Pete Maverick, right, starts out in a fucking space plane, right? He's a test pilot now, 30 fucking years on from Top Gun. Is he an admiral? Is he fucking chilling out with Val Kilmer in the bar? No, he's a test pilot for fucking Blackbird X on 10 or whatever it is, and he's still pushing the envelope. And then, as Maverick does, he continues to be a bit of a maverick, and fucking hell, man, almost kills himself, crashes this plane, and then ends up in a bar, and he's like, where am I? And the little kid goes, Earth. And from then, this is fucking quality, because it's just going to be, it's just fucking funny, like Les Grossman, Austin Powers level of Tom Cruise funniness. And then basically all that happens in the film is he goes back to train the fighter pilots, the best of the best of the best, because there's a mission that needs to be undertaken. And basically this mission is the same mission as the rebels in Star Wars: A New Hope undertake when they go onto the spaceship, and they have to fly through and hit a tiny little square, and Luke Skywalker. So that's basically what the mission is. It's just on Earth, and there's some side stories going on. There's a bit of romance. Yeah, he loves a bit of romance. And then Goose's son's there, so there's always going to be that kind of, "Oh, you killed my father, you let me down," and all that kind of fucking naughtiness. And ultimately, it's just a story of how Maverick gets this team to train for the mission, how he gets them to train and successfully complete. And there's a Val Kilmer is in it for a moment, which Shafi will spend 15 hours talking about, because he said something on the thread the other day about he can talk about that for 15 hours. So I'm going to shut up, because that's all I want to hear about. I want to hear about Shafi's take on Val Kilmer. Amazing scenes. Top Gun, it's everything you want. Do you want volleyball? Yes. Do you want motorbikes? Yes. Do you want
American football?
Fucking...
Yeah. Whatever.
Was it American football? Yeah, it was American football. Yeah. Fuck yeah. It was
volleyball of the original, yeah.
It was just incredible. It's a fucking goddamn love story to aviation as well. And the technology, you can tell, Tom Cruise knows what he's doing. Everything he's learned on all the Mission Impossible films and all the films he's done in the past, apart from The Mummy, which we'll never, ever talk about, he's utilised in this film. So fair dues to Tom Cruise. The man loves to fly. And fuck me, this movie does as well.
Awesome stuff. Can I just say that you missed out at the very beginning, that they reenacted the very beginning from Top Gun 1986, literally
Yeah,
shot for shot.
Yeah,
Fucking
I know, mate.
same music, and I'm really glad that they used Harold Faltermeyer's song and not some like Post Malone fucking remix or some shit.
Yeah,
They just
Yeah, they
fuck it.
kept it
Let's
real.
use the original. Let's not break it. Let's just fucking go for it.
I love the way this film just peppered Easter eggs, but didn't fucking ruin it. Like I was a bit worried going in, like, oh no, this whole like Goose's son could be terrible. It could be like, oh my god, I've written this, and like, God, what about the motorbike scene? But everything is just done so fucking perfectly. I'll let Dave talk about that because I'm sure he loves it.
The stuff that when they hark back to the original film, you didn't need to have seen the original film, really, did you? Because they
Not
plastered it on you. Photos on the wall. He's looking at the photos and smiling with his weird middle tooth in the middle of his face. But the flashbacks did that proper 80s effect where it's like all slow and jaggedy. It's like, not seen that for a while, man. Great stuff.
Yeah, I think all you need to know is, he used to be a pilot. His partner died, and that pretty much sets that up anyway. So
Another thing really is there's a one-liner in the original film where they're talking about the Admiral's daughter, and Goose whispers, Benny Benjamin.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've never even thinking about talking about this. Like, I've never ever left a movie and just wanted to see it again and again and again and again. There's some movies I watch at home over and over and over again, like Independence Day, for example. Right, just as easy watch. I will watch as soon as Maverick comes out on Sky or Netflix or Prime or whatever. It will be on every single weekend in my house.
So, like what Dave said about the original feeling like a high school drama, it had this sequel sort of had the potential to be like that as well, in the fact that these new kids could have had like that same
Saved by the Bell of the New Class.
Yeah, could have like Saved by the Bell of the New Class, and more Saved by the Bell of the New Class rather than a Cobra Kai, because and I think, and to be honest, I haven't seen the original in quite like a few years, but I think there did seem sort of like I don't want to say arrogance because I think that's too strong of a word, but it did feel like the way they were just so competitive and stuff like that, where these new guys, even though there was a slight sort of competitive edge, you could tell that there was like respect for one another at the same time. And I think it kind of felt toxic in the original. I don't even want to use the word toxic because I don't think it was that bad, but I didn't want to spend time with that original crew where these new people, it felt like they were kind of quite cool to hang out with, if you know what I mean.
I don't know, because that guy, that Hangman, so Glenn Howerton, who is fucking quality, man. Marvel needs to sign him up for some shit or whatever, but he's having a go at what's the girl called? Phoenix. So he's saying to her, here he said man, he didn't say woman. And obviously he has that whole bit with Rooster where he finds out that his dad died with Maverick and he's like jibbing him about.
Yeah, that was way harsh. I was like, whoa,
it was pretty toxic there, yeah.
But that was more than toxic. That was just like a fucking beat down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, you're not good enough. You're simply not good
And he's
enough.
like a dick to Maverick at the beginning when he's like, 4 more beers on the dinosaur or whatever he fucking says, yeah.
I don't know, but I still felt like there was something really likable about him, like throughout the whole film.
It's weird.
Where I think even like Tom Cruise's character in the original film, I kind of just didn't want to like hang out with them. I don't know, they're just I don't know why. So that's just that kind of how I felt about that original film. But it's interesting that I don't know. I felt that there's like a different sort of energy coming from this sort of new crew.
Let's not bring this film down, right? This is the biggest selling film.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Time.
But I'm not. There's nothing I'm slagging off about this new film. I'm saying that this does something that the original film doesn't do. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. That young testosterone feel. Maybe that's because Tom Cruise was the sort of main character and he was younger, so just kind of followed that. Yeah. And now he's matured. He's sort of
okay. So, Kyle, you tell us about your highlights of the film. Like, what were kind of the bits that sort of stuck out to you?
First of all, just a random fact, Honduras is in Central America and it is bordered by Guatemala, Nicaragua and El Salvador.
You're going to lose our fucking listeners from Honduras if you carry on like this.
Kyle's got this image where we're all going to fly to Honduras. We're going to come out of the plane, and it'll be like a huge crowd, like cheering us up.
Right.
We're going to be like the
I know my
Beatles.
favourite bit. I love the third act, but this bit was in, I think, probably the middle. Yeah, the middle act. First time they're in the skies, won't get fooled again by The Who, and Tom Cruise just murks every single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Quality. Yeah.
Making them all do push-ups. What I liked about Rooster was like, you don't have to do all your push-ups, but he does them all anyway. Yeah, because he's like, fuck you, Tom Cruise, or fuck you, Maverick. I'm doing them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it. I like the fact that, you know, there was someone there to go, you don't need to do this. Like, you know, and I don't know if that's what I'm saying. It felt like everyone sort of wanted to help each other, other than Hangman. Like, I think everyone sort of everyone was on each other's side. There weren't sides really.
But I also really liked that whole Dark Star bit. Just thought like the music was so like kind of moody, and it's just, I don't know. Just
what's the Dark Star? That plane at the beginning.
Yeah, that plane at the beginning. Yeah.
So it was amazing,
cool.
mate. I could not believe that's how they started this movie.
So that plane is a concept plane, the SR-72, and it's based on the SR-71, which I think you mentioned earlier is the Blackbird, which is the X-Men plane.
Yeah, man.
From back in the 70s.
Yes. Yeah.
But this plane never got produced. So that's the only bit in the film that's like CGI, because that plane was never made.
Oh, really?
Whereas all the rest of the planes are real.
That's quality.
Yeah.
Wow.
The plane at the end of the movie is actually Tom Cruise's.
That's his plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
You imagine Jennifer Connelly's like, do I have to get in a plane with you and fly, Tom Cruise? You fucking suicidal nutcase. No thanks.
fucking lunatic. Oh, Tom Cruise, you crazy bastard! He's so mental, isn't he? Like,
So apparently he didn't fly the F-18, but you can imagine when he got on the set, he's like, "So can I fly the F-18 now?" No, you fucking
100%. 100%. Oh, wow.
Dave, you've seen First Man, haven't you?
Yeah.
That kind of there's something about the opening that reminded me of
Big
First
time.
Man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
you've
lot.
seen First Man, have you? Carl?
Yeah.
I think just the fact that Ryan Gosling's character, so sort of digressing here, but Ryan Gosling, Andy, if you haven't seen First Man, stars Ryan Gosling, and it's about Neil Armstrong and his journey to the moon. It's about kind of, it's about Neil Armstrong and his kind of journey to the moon, but it's really about him grieving about his dead daughter, and like, so his sort of mission to land on the moon is really like it's like a sort of catharsis for him about him.
Did Neil Armstrong really lose a daughter, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I never knew that.
Yeah, and that's sort of what that opening of Maverick reminded me of, in the fact that it is sort of like he's trying to get to this point of where you sort of don't feel like you're on planet Earth. And,
Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah. And I really like that it started.
Holy fuck, that's quality.
But
I'm not going to sleep tonight because of the heat, so I'll probably watch that.
He wasn't in it much, but Ed Harris was really great in this film as well.
I know.
And when that plane takes off, right? Well, it might have had more scenes, but they cut them. You don't know. But when that Dark Star takes off, the roof of that fucking building next door flies off. But Ed Harris stood there and doesn't fucking move. He's just weird fucking superhero, just like, I can take all these fucking G's.
Ed Harris is a badass, man, all the way. Badass.
Just another digression. In The Dark Knight, when the Joker enters the party where he's looking for Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And what he does is there's a shot of the Joker coming in, and he shoots a shotgun, and you see a shot of everyone ducking when he shoots that shotgun, but Michael Caine is just standing still. Fuck, what's Michael Caine got through that he was able to...
he's too old to bend down. Faces like...
yeah.
Nah, he came up against the bandit that was stealing all those gems just to watch the world burn. That's why. He came up against worse than that, man. Shit, fuck yeah. And he fucking killed a gigantic shark as well.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so how about you, Dave? What were your highlights of the film?
To me, it does have to be when Tom Cruise just steals the plane
Oh man,
and shows them how it's done.
oh, why
That's
did I
when
choose
Well
that?
said,
Oh my
sir.
god,
I had tears.
that's
I
proper
had
big
tears
dick,
in my
big
eyes.
dick energy, man. Big dick energy
know.
to the max.
Well said.
I had tears in my eyes, and I was like sitting there thinking, I'm going to resign tomorrow because I cannot do my job anymore. I cannot.
Hey, do you remember
this
when we
boring.
went up in the sky? Would you remember when I
Yeah,
don't know if it was me, but you flew that plane?
Yeah. I just
That was
What,
amazing.
you flew a plane?
Well, no,
Me and
Andy
Dave
flew the
and
plane.
who else went
And
up there?
Paul.
Did I fly the
Paul
plane?
was it was you and me and Paul in the back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
We went up like top gun over the Echo Hose. It was fucking
It was
incredible.
fucking incredible. And the guy was a nutter.
Well,
He let you take
you
off
got,
and
to,
shit.
you got to tell this whole story. I don't know what's going on here.
I would literally a flying lesson. Nothing. No, we
Oh,
didn't.
okay,
like,
right.
I got
steal
a flying lesson for a birthday and took Dave and Paul up, and we got the most
Thanks for the invite,
fucking mental instructor who flew us right over the Echo Hose and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you in the back, Dave, just going dun, 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 like reliving World War II or something.
It was brilliant, and he let Newlands take off. He let Newlands take off. Mad.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he let
Mate, it was
Newlands take
amazing.
off.
Yeah,
It was incredible because that is fucking easy. Flying the plane is the easiest thing you'll ever do. Yeah, man. But when Tom Cruise just ducked down into that ravine, that's when I was just like, "Fuck yeah!" And then when he gets
that
bollocked
sentence there
afterwards,
sums up Tom Cruise. There's so many people over the world recently have said, "When Tom Cruise just fucking," and then you don't know what the next sentence is going to be.
When he's just at Wimbledon, when he's fist pumping David Beckham,
When he's hanging out with Lewis
good.
Hamilton. When he's driving a train off a mountain. When he's sitting on top of the fucking Kaluga Dilly or whatever. It's fucking amazing, mate.
Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, that one.
When he's helping Kate Middleton up the stairs, and fuck yeah.
When he's
Honestly.
punching a mummy in the face. Shout out Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Tom Cruise was in Austin Powers.
He
Fucking
went to
unbelievable.
Wimbledon though. He had 2 dates at Wimbledon. He had Hayley Atwell and the girl that plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. He's just there with
amazing
arms on both of them. Was like, who's this player who's got 2 dates?
Mate, he's unbelievable, mate. He's unbelievable.
It's called Tom Cruise, mate.
Yeah.
Multi-billionaire
Tom
Cruise.
The power of Zemu is thrown through that big dick energy. Man.
That's where he was staying. He was staying at the Scientology headquarters, so every night he was getting the whole room to bang him as well. It was just fucking incredible.
He's like sleep in some sort of chamber and like gives him his energy. Yeah.
It's like Scientology. If that's what happens, if you commit to Scientology and you become Tom Cruise, then fucking sign me up. Fucking sign me up tomorrow, mate.
Honestly, get sucked up by John Travolta every night.
I'm surprised you're not already a Scientologist.
Again, it's all sounding great.
I genuinely think if I hung out with Tom Cruise long enough, he'd convert me. It would happen.
Oh, of course.
There's no way.
One night.
I'm incapable of not falling for his charm.
He tried to convert Beckham, didn't he? But Beckham was just like having none of it.
Beckham was having none of it, mate.
Yeah.
None of it. But
Didn't Simon Pegg? He did an interview. I think on the first film that he acted with Tom Cruise, he said he like it before sort of going on the set. He's like, all right, I know what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and recruit me in Scientology. He's going to try and recruit me in Scientology. I'm just going to tell him to fuck off. I'm just tell him to fuck off. Right? Tell him to fuck off. And then throughout the whole filming of Mission Impossible 3, he didn't ask him once. He's like, how come you didn't ask me? So he's like really pissed off.
Oh, that's brilliant, right?
Yeah, he was like really disappointed.
Yes, Simon, you're just not our type. Yeah.
What was your favourite bit, Andy?
So I like the bit where Tom Cruise jumped out of the window and the little girl was right in front of him.
Yeah,
That made me
was
laugh.
great, yeah.
That made me laugh a lot. I have to agree with Dave. The bit where he just nicks the plane is just fucking off the chain. I can't. I don't know what more to say about that. That was just fucking insane.
However, though, although I've said that my favourite bit was the won't get fooled again, and then I was like, shit, I should have chosen that bit where he steals the plane. I was saying to Dave, when this comes on streaming, I'm just going to watch the third act over and over and over because, you know, when you watch a really good film and then the third act's a bit fucking meh. Yeah. The third act in this is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah,
really good.
It sets that well. One of my favourite scenes though was the Val Kilmer scene. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I didn't know about the whole thing about him.
You're joking?
Right.
No, I had no idea.
So a couple of months ago, I tried to choose the documentary Val for us to watch, but it had gone.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
I was
right, okay.
fucking gutted. Apparently, it's one of the best documentaries going at the moment.
Yeah, apparently he had a camcorder with him at all times. Which is
it's
mental.
like fucking The Last Dance with fucking Val Kilmer. It's insane.
So what was it? So I didn't even know it was released yet. So it has been released, but it was on streaming, but it's been removed. Is it?
Yeah, I cannot get hold of it anywhere. Like I was so gutted. Like in fact, I did it. It's with you, Dave, wasn't it? You came round and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. We were trying to find it. Shit, yeah. God, that might have been just too emotional.
Yeah.
Like fucking hell, I'd already had quite a lot to drink that night, and fuck, man.
So I like those bits. I also there's lots of like little emotional moments I liked in this. So the bit where they're all singing and like Tom Cruise is just looking through the window at the bar.
Oh
like,
man, yeah.
Those little bits, like I loved all that. Like there was one bit where he was sitting on some deck chair or whatever and just watching his team and it took me back to Mark's wedding in Bali. I was like, I love those moments where you're just sitting somewhere beautiful, just watching things happen. The opening scene as well, like I was saying, that honestly, the first minute I was like, oh my God, this is fucking unbelievable.
Well, I'd watched the original like the night before. So it's like, I was thinking, have they just reused it? But no, it's got the modern planes on. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the sort of Top Gun music first kicks in as well?
Oh,
I lost it. I managed to maintain myself with dignified manner, but
you're talking about the opening?
No, for me, when the Top Gun music first kicked in,
when he gets told he's going back, going back
to Top Gun. When the music drops, it's not a mic drop because I guess it's sort of unique to their song. But I was just like, I was just fucking streaming. I was crying my eyes out. I was just like, oh fuck yeah, oh fuck motherfucking yeah.
There's so many like if you pause, I say this a lot on this podcast, apologies, but if you pause the screen at any point, like there's this bit where he's outside the house and Tom Cruise is with the girl and he's standing next to this like 1980s Porsche. I would have that as a poster on my wall. There's so many good shots in this movie, like it's just next level. Like,
oh, that's Tom Cruise's car. That's his car.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like
fucking hell. This guy is just such a fucking legend.
Yeah, so Penny Benjamin's rich as fuck because that's a $500,000 car, like on auction. So basically, all these fucking rules she has in the bar, where if you do this shit, you get fined. You have to buy everyone a drink. That's how she's so rich because people are drinking way more than they should because some cunts buying everyone a fucking drink every night.
Do you know what? That's a good point now because there were about 300 people in that bar. So if the average drink's £4, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, worst part ever, man. Fuck these rules, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going in there because I'll end up £900 down.
Fucking hell. I think I spent £900 on my most on the weekend. I'm a bit worried about getting my bill. Why is the villain, or why are the villains or the enemies, right, not named? Is this the stage we're at now where you just can't name, in the old days it was always Russia or all that. It's just blank, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously they want to release this film in China, in Russia, and whatever. Right, so America sold... So the F-14 is the original plane from the original film, which Goose and used to steal at the end to get home. So America did sell them to Iran. So they think it's either Iran or North Korea, but it's probably Iran. But Joseph Kosinski, the director, has said that it's just a rogue nation.
A rogue nation?
Yeah. Christopher McQuarrie's a writer on this as well. It's a producer, sorry. And it's like, you can imagine, like, Joseph Kosinski was like, wait, how do we decide who the villain is? And Tom Cruise just looks at Christopher McQuarrie and go, Rogue Nation? I don't know.
But it's nice. I like it. It's nice.
He probably opened up his laptop and went, oh, yeah, I'm writing this film called Rogue Nation. So, Rogue Nation? Yeah.
Oh, we need Tom Cruise to prove how good he is at flying and the mission can be done. What can he do? He goes rogue
in a nation. Yeah.
That's the thing, wasn't it? Like, there's like this land. It's like the sea, then a beach, and then immediately mountains. I don't really know anywhere on Earth
snowy mountains
that does that. Know. Like, I don't
know. I actually, maybe I'm just sort of that. This is me like putting my head in the sand, but. I was thinking this recently that like one of my favorite like subgenres of film is like espionage films, but now I feel like I can't really enjoy espionage films because they normally now are about the plight of brown people. So like because that's what. And as you guys said, like back in the 80s, it was Russian people, and so like I like that it did that. I kind of let me enjoy it without thinking about those things.
Just watch behind enemy lines then. That's all white people. It's all just that you'll be fine with that.
Actually, that was something I was going to ask. Like, why were they up against superior planes? That's what I found strange.
Okay, I did a bit of research on this because
like 6 weeks.
It's all...
Holy shit, Carl, that is actually... You are actually in a real plane, aren't you now? I thought that was a fucking dodgy...
I was actually doing Mach 3 at the moment. Just trying to cool down on his way to Norway.
Basically, if you turn Kyle's laptop around, it's like a whole wall of post-it notes and like little diagrams and stuff like that. And
Kyle, turn your bathroom into that. See how mad Laura gets. Like, just put some cardboard on your fucking thing. Put it in water.
The only picture I've got on the wall is of Shafi's big dick. That's all there is.
Probably, that's great. Well, whatever helps in the bedroom, that's right.
Fucking hell.
So the Russian, fifth generation fighters. So and please, if you listen to this and I'm wrong, write in and tell us because we love to bring that shit out.
I love this knowledge, man.
Yeah, but definitely the original Top Gun was released in 1984, so you guys can rest your sure. Yeah.
So the fifth generation fighter is the Sukhoi Su-57, which is a Russian plane, or it's based on that. So I got a bit annoyed because they do. So America at the minute have got the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning, and they're like just mental planes. So one F-35 can kill like 100 F-14s, no problem. Which makes you think why they keep saying about it's about the pilot, not the fighter. Sorry, it's about the pilot, not the plane.
Yeah. Not so much.
Kind of like not so much. But look at Lewis Hamilton with his car now. He's doing shit because he's got a shit car. But anyway, however, when Tom Cruise when in the F-14 when he does kill that fifth generation fighter, that's sick. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Where was I? So
Mandalorian style.
So the Air Force have had F-22 Raptors since like the mid 2000s, which is the fifth gen plane. But the Navy, which is Top Gun, didn't have them. They only got the F-35 in 2019. This film was 2020, so there's all bits where just modern planes have like thrust vectoring, where they can basically move in the air like they're kind of floating and stuff. And that badass plane does that weird thing where it moves in the air, and and Rooster's like, "Oh, what was that?" I was like, he should know this, but no, because in the Navy he wouldn't know this, but the Air Force would know that. So are these the best? They're not even the best pilots because the Air Force are probably the best pilots, not the Navy.
Wow.
Shit, man.
Why would they get the Navy to do it then?
Because they had to go on the
they
had to go on the carrier.
Well, hang on, explain this to me. So the Top Gun are Navy pilots only.
They're Navy, They're Navy, It's Navy. It's not a helicarrier.
Because she makes fun of him, doesn't she, when he doesn't know how to sail? She's like, "You're in the Navy." In the Navy.
They're like Admiral and all this stuff, Fleet Commander.
So the US Air Force then, their pilots would be better than the Top Gun pilots.
Yeah, so they've had the F-22 Raptor. So F-22 Raptor is Starscream from the original Transformers film.
Fucking hell, this is kind of shattered my fucking...
The mid-noughties 2000 film, I might be wrong. As I said, write in and tell us if I'm being wrong. But
Somebody
awesome,
fucking help us out here. I can't believe that the Top Gun pilots aren't the best pilots in the world.
But you know when they're like flying through doing the Death Star run, and then those two planes appear on the radar saying, "Oh shit, you got bogeys." They wouldn't fucking appear on the radar. They wouldn't.
Wow.
They're just completely stuff. Okay. So apparently the F-35 on radar appears the size of a golf ball.
Wow.
And it's like 50 foot long and whatever,
It's like Shafi's dick.
But speaking of planes, I felt that the bit at the end where they have to get the F-14, which is the old plane for the original film, to fly home or whatever, that's like a legacy sequel thing. That's basically the original T-Rex coming back and killing the new dinosaur, isn't it?
Oh,
in Jurassic World.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, they have that mad little... Like, they steal the plane. Fucking
How easy would that be to do? I don't know.
Impossible, mate.
I'm guessing
like a
that's
40-year-old plane.
Implausible.
Would it work? I don't know.
That's why
go into Sand Street car park tonight and just try and steal a car. You wouldn't even be able to do it, let alone a fucking...
Yeah, but the fact it was ready to be used probably means that it's still flyable. But I'm just saying, how easy is it to steal a plane like that? Like, how...
Well, there's a lot of keys, I assume, I guess I don't have keys.
Took me 3 weeks on Grand Theft Auto to get the base and get the fucking F14 there. So.
Who's going to steal it? Who's going to steal it? They're in the base in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it probably was just open. And they have literally just been fucking bombed to shit. So, but it's mad. And that was 85, 40, almost 40 years ago. And that fire jet is still, in my mind, badass and modern. It's mad, isn't it? 40 years ago, but it's a fucking...
Yeah, that is mad.
Still a proper fighter jet.
Yeah, so what I really liked about the action was, which the first one was at fault for. Like the first one, you just see planes flying, you can't really tell what's going on. With this one, you know exactly what's fucking going on.
Yeah, man.
You know who everyone is, you know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I think, you know, the little maps where you see them flying, that kind of helps as well, doesn't it? And when it gets to the third act and they do the run, you've seen it like on that little screen so much, you know exactly what they've got to do. When they actually fucking do it and pull it off, it's just like, it's so satisfying, isn't it? Because
you know what they've got to do.
Yeah. It's so good, man. So good.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, what time's the cinema open?
I think that's what probably the appeal of it, brought to kind of the general appeal, is that the more stripped down and simple the plot is, the more sort of appealing it is. You know, they're given a mission at the beginning of the film, and then it's basically them trying to achieve that mission.
Yeah,
and
man.
You know, sure, there's all this character stuff that goes around it, but you know, the fact it's just something so straightforward, and they describe it, make it very clear to the audience from the beginning. You know, I think that's what makes, and that's the thing. Like, they, you know, this sort of almost like video game aspect of the film. You know, I think that's probably why. Yeah, I think it would probably appeal to like younger generations, like, you know, kids watching this, because it does sort of at times feel like a video game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
It would be interesting to see like how kids sort of thought about this film. So this film, because as someone said, that the action scenes are way like there's way more clarity in the way it's directed and like that. And you know, I think what I kind of really, you know, I'm just like a big fan of Joseph Kosinski. Like I think he's like brilliant. Like you know, I really like that. Well, I don't really like it. I think, you know, that Tron film looks great, right? Like
and sounds great.
It looks great and sounds great. I kind of feel like it loses energy after its first like 45 minutes. But I think what I love is watching these like feature films that are made by people that have kind of cut their teeth on making music videos and, you know, adverts, because something that I'm just fascinated by, because we were of a generation, well, definitely for me, like I used to watch a lot of MTV, and there's just something great about watching a really good music video. I remember there were so many music videos that it's like you want to show your friends, because you know that all they need is like, you know, 4 or 5 minutes of their attention just to watch this little mini film that occurs. And I just find it really interesting the way that these directors have sort of progressed to sort of making. Now there's this sort of, I guess what you call it is like a culture war, where people are sort of, there's like an online, there are kind of Marvel fans, like MCU fans, and then there are people that deride against them because they're saying that these Marvel films aren't like visually pleasing to the eye. You know, they're sort of very blandly directed and all that stuff. And you know, people are sort of making like a lot of kind of criticism about the latest Thor film, saying that, you know, there's nothing interesting visually going on in that film, considering like the irony is that those films are based on source material where the art is gorgeous. And I think that's what I kind of really like about, you know, one of my favorite filmmakers making films at the moment is a director called Tarsem Singh, who directed one of my favorite films called The Fall, which was like out, I think it's like 2007, I think. And he also directed, his first film was The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. You seen that?
So underrated.
Yeah, I love that film,
guys, have you not seen that?
That's what I'm saying. Like that film is like that and The Fall are like visual.
I thought that's where you were going when you're talking about someone cutting their teeth with music videos, because he did Losing My Religion and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just,
okay.
when you watch
Yeah.
it, it is, watching that Losing My Religion video, it's like, this really is the next level. And
Yeah.
And I'm such a fan of The Cell. My God, that is a fucking great film that seems to be so under the radar.
It's incredible, isn't it, that film?
Yeah.
So imagine making that as your first film.
I know. It's just genius. And you created a film where you can create anything you want. There are no boundaries. You are in the mind of a madman. So you can just do whatever you like. Oh, man. And then The Fall. And like you say, Shafi, like you'd think it was CGI, and it's not. They just go to the most beautiful locations in the whole world. And I do mean the whole world. And it is fucking unbelievable.
It's just, I can't talk about that film enough. It's filmed in over 20 countries.
No corner was cut. It's just fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's all on screen, right? Like you can see, like it feels like it's made by someone who's like a painter, because like every shot is just looks gorgeous. And but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, even like someone like Francis Lawrence, who his most famous music video is that Britney Spears Slave for You video. You know, he ended up kind of making like Constantine, and I think that was his debut film, I think. And he sort of ended up
that film
like,
gets some shit, but I really like that film.
Yeah. I don't think it's not. A lot of people are kind of revisiting that, saying it's really good. So, but you know, that's what I'm saying. But they're very good. They just know like how to frame a shot. They know kind of how to kind of do a lot of these kind of action scenes. And someone like, you know, David Finch. So, you know, I write a regular column for.
I was just about to say, this is a fucking just a plug for your column, isn't it?
I know, it's a plug for my column. I write a regular column for Neon Spatter called
Link in Bio.
Yeah. Visionaries Videographies, where, and the first article I did was on David Fincher, and you know, like some of his music videos are incredible, but then you see like his films, and you see like just how like, you know, he knows about kind of like rhythm of like editing, and you know, he knows about I've talked about Zodiac on this podcast before, like that, you know, every scene is short, and there's like a distinct sort of rhythm to kind of like how he edits. And you know, Fight Club is a lot like that as well, where it's kind of cut and edited to a kind of certain rhythm. And so I'm saying, I mean, I'm sort of blabbering on, but these, you know, people that have cut their teeth on, you know, music videos and adverts, I just, you know, that's the thing that most appeals to me when I hear about a new film coming out. So, oh, that guy directed that music video, you know, like, you know, that's sort of what kind of, those are the type of filmmakers that kind of excite me, I think.
Who directed the Halifax advert with Howard? So I want to see a film from that guy, man.
Mine's Kosinski.
No, I was going to say.
Should
we talk about the cast? Who we liked?
Yeah.
I would say who we didn't like, but everyone was great. So yeah.
Well, I tell you what, John Hamm's really good, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, isn't he? Isn't he great? Yeah.
As I've said, I really thought that Ed Harris just in that one scene was great. Obviously, Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Andy, who's your sort of other than Tom Cruise, what other actors or, you know, characters that tickled your fancy?
Oh man, just everyone was brilliant in this film. God, it sounds like a bit of a cop out, but they were all 10 out of 10 for me. There wasn't like a standout, but that doesn't mean that they were shit. Like they were all just brilliant. Like, but yeah, John Hamm, yeah, everybody did exactly what they needed to do for the part that they were playing. That's basically what I can say. And I enjoyed Tom Cruise's love interest. I thought she was quite cool. Goose's son, like fair play to him, like Hangman. But yeah, he played the douchebag role. Yeah. Like very, very well. Ed Harris just always does fucking screen presence like no one mucks about these days. So don't know. I don't want to name. I'm trying to think of like the call signs of the not trainees, but like there was a lady. The lady,
yeah,
was
Phoenix.
Cool.
Yeah, she was
Phoenix,
badass.
yeah.
Phoenix. There's Bob. Bob was like the nerdy guy.
Yeah, like
Payback was. There's Payback and Fanboy. So Fanboy was like the Hispanic guy. Did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that. He's the new Falcon.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah. But what's mentioned is that was filmed after this film because this has been.
So they've got a new Falcon.
Well, in the comics, there's a new Falcon, isn't there? Because obviously Falcon becomes Captain America.
Oh, so then.
And then so there's a new Falcon that, but in the show he doesn't actually become Falcon, but they kind of allude to it and all this stuff.
I think I've already said this, but a lot of these characters had the potentiality to be very annoying. Like even Bob, they could have like overdone his like geekiness and his sort of lameness, but instead he's still like one of the crew that kind of, you know, is like just as equal.
I'm so glad you said
everyone else. You know,
that thing you just said there about had the potential to overdo it. That for me is this whole film. If I say one thing about this film, it's like, oh my god, they could fuck this up. They could hark back to this too much, or they could Tom Cruise it up too much. But everything was just bang on.
Yeah, so same as like Hangman, he could have been like too over the top and like
almost comic bookish.
Yeah, he could have, you know, he could have been too Josh Lucas, but instead like
Josh Lucas is the guy from Ford versus Ferrari, the corporate douchebag.
Patrick Bateman's mate.
Patrick Bateman's mate. Yeah.
What a fucking dickhead.
But he could have.
Also, he's ripped to fuck in that football scene as well.
I think they all are, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That's what I'm wondering. Like, I'm pretty sure when they audition for the film, they're like,
Charles Bronson off.
Take your shirt off, and you know, so.
So that scene, they filmed it. So they all spent ages like eating broccoli and getting ripped. They filmed it, and then afterwards they all went and got drunk and ate loads of shit. And then obviously that's over with. They just eat what they want. And then a few weeks later, Joseph Kosinski was like, "Oh, we need to redo that scene." So we had to go back to like eating broccoli and working out again. I
thought you would say that, and then following that, they had to film the scenes where they're in the plane and they were just farting a lot of the time, and like struggling to fit in the cockpit and stuff like that. You know,
couldn't get in.
Exactly. Yeah.
3 push-ups. Done.
Exactly. Yeah.
That Glenn Howerton guy's in this Channel Islands reference. He's in that Guernsey Literary Potato Peel Society film.
Guernsey Literary.
Yeah, I've not
Does
seen
he have a British accent?
I've not seen him. He's in that. That's all I know. Yeah.
Guernsey accent. Right. But even like, I mean, and also, you know, like Phoenix, like the female pilot, she holds her own as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like the fact that everyone's sort of on equal grounds. Everyone's on equal grounds except Tom Cruise. He's like,
so I've got a story about her, which we'll get to in a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go on. Let's hear your story then.
Well, let's talk about the filming of it all. So they film real planes with this, and the reason they chose the F-18, which is not a 5th gen fighter, rather than the F-35, is the F-18 is a twin seat plane. So when they were filming it, they had the real pilot in the front, and they're sat in the seat behind, and they had their own cameras. They had to control their own cameras, turn them on and stuff. And apparently, they spent hours filming, and Miles Teller forgot to turn his camera on, so that was wasted. And it's each plane is $11,000 an hour to film.
Gosh.
Wow!
And they got 800 hours of footage filming this.
Yeah, I heard that.
Quick about Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise is a pilot, he didn't have to do this basic training where they have to go underwater and like a reenactment of what it's like if you crash and stuff. He didn't have to do that because he's a pilot. But he said, "I'll do it with you anyway. We're all going to do it. We'll all do it together." But when they're doing the bit with all the G's and you saw their faces moving, they all vomited. Like they all completely vomited, apart from Phoenix, which is Monica Barbaro. She's the only one that didn't vomit in that whole filming.
Gangster.
How did they film the G shots?
They did real G's.
But what, in like a machine from like Moonraker, or
no? They're in a plane. It was all real.
Yeah,
planes.
yeah. So someone else is piloting, I think.
Yeah, it's
and they're
two
basically
seats.
reacting.
They're
to
in the
it.
back seat, and the real pilot's in the front seat. Yeah.
Blimey, fuck me.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Holy shit!
What an experience would that be?
I know.
Pretending to fly a plane while the person in front of you is actually flying. Like that would be amazing. It'd be such an amazing experience.
I love that scene where the guy passes out actually, and they're trying to save him and like trying to lock on.
Yeah.
To get the alarms going. And yeah, fuck, man, that's awesome.
Have you guys ever done anything where you've like disappeared for weeks on end and like done something with a group of people?
Dave and Holiday.
You've done Dave on holiday. Wow. Okay.
What are you talking about then? I don't know what you're about.
I just basically like, because I've only done like, there's like when I was younger, I did like that trip for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, you fucked up to Africa for a whole summer, didn't you?
That experience of being
like,
with a group of people.
Why are you like 4 stone lighter?
Oh God, fucking hell! I got so ill.
Yeah, that's the story
now as well.
That's the story for Andy to tell on the podcast.
So I've always just thought like, because that experience is so mental when you're just in a bubble with people and you're doing something like creating a film must be fantastic. It's like it's a similar experience. Like you just become a family for a bit, and then bang, you probably like Tom Cruise might not see any of these people like ever again. Like all the films Tom Cruise has done and stuff, all the women like the fucking starlets or whatever. He just bang, see you later, and off he goes. It just fascinates me, like the whole filming a movie. Like,
but you can tell, like Paramount are basically ringing Tom Cruise up every day saying, no, what about the third film? What about the third film? What about the third film? You can tell like they're literally begging him to make the third film. I
kind of hope they don't.
Yeah, me too.
But like the press tour for this, so all like the crew, so the non Tom Cruise pilots, on the press tour they've all been like, it's like old mates back together because they filmed this 3 years ago. That's fucking mad. Like, you filmed a film 3 years ago, you've probably not seen these guys, and you're all back together. It's like,
It's interesting that they didn't release this film last year because, like, I don't know, this film must have tested really well, and like, so I'm just wondering, like, why they held on to it for so long, and the fact that they I mean, hats off to them, but I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if it tested really well, and
what was the biggest film last year? Was it Bond?
That was like the end of the year, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So like summer. What was the big film of the summer last year? Or Shang-Chi, wasn't it?
Shang-Chi, maybe. Yeah.
But then I guess that it's because they would. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just interesting.
Wasn't it Tom Cruise couldn't travel everywhere to promote because he had to get round his press tour and this promoter tour rather quickly. Right. So it's just one country after the other. So he had to. So yeah, because he was doing for the.
Was it because he was filming Mission Impossible?
Yeah. Just Andy, have you seen the new Mission Impossible trailer?
Yeah, it looks. Is that the one with the train?
Why is it blurred? Why is like this weird like color blurred effects? I've only ever seen it in the cinema, and there's a bit where there's like a yellow car driving and the colour looks all weird and off. You know, like when old school 3D glasses used to go weird.
That's probably, you know what, because me and Dave had that same experience in the cinema watching Malignant. We were sort of watching it thinking, is this film supposed to be in 3D?
Yeah. It was just that trailer. Like the film was fine. It was just that trailer was weird.
Right. Okay.
Funniest experience I've ever had with you, Shafi, is when we were watching the X-Men. And the film stopped working, and you somehow used your superpowers to get it. Well, that was fucking hilarious.
So basically, me and Andy watched X-Men First Class, and what happened is during the last act of the film, the sound went out of sync of the visuals.
Oh no!
So I mean, that film is surreal enough. Hearing Michael Fassbender's accent change about 5 times during the film. So watching that while it's out of sync, you're like, what's going on? What is going on?
Like Shafi was like literally doing this, right? He was like putting his fingers to his temples and going, and the film would start again. It was fucking mental.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
You mean that film that features the SR-71 Blackbird?
Oh, Prospector, yeah. Have you been on a course or something with the Navy?
No, I just random YouTube shit, mate. Do you remember like Future Weapons of like the Discovery Channel back in the shit like that, man.
Yeah. Oh, this is excellent.
Anyway, Val Kilmer.
Let's
Talk
about Val Kilmer because I might say things that are kind of very obvious to you guys about that particular scene. I mean, what do you guys like think about that scene? What, Dave, you start. What do you think about that particular scene with Val Kilmer?
Well, it's quite nice because I kind of thought it was weird that they were texting each other. It just seemed like a weird relationship and a weird way to do it in the film, especially with the guys pushing 60. But then when they meet and you kind of can tell that Val Kilmer is
just because you can't text, Dave, doesn't mean that old people can.
It really was a beautiful scene, and it was wonderful. That's all I can say on it, really.
Yeah, that's fine. How about you, Andy? What were your sort of feelings about
It
that
was
scene?
bigger than the movie. It's bigger than a movie. That
Yeah,
because
that's
there's so much background.
So that's what I'm thinking about that film, because Dave will probably know what I'm talking about. There's a film called JCVD, which is where Jean-Claude Van Damme is playing himself, right? And it's quite like an abstract film anyway, because he's playing himself and all that stuff. And there's one scene where he's like talking to the camera and he's talking about his life, and he's almost sort of like, it's like he's reciting a poem. And
he starts to cry.
And he starts to cry, and he's talking about kind of like where he is in his life and all the things he'd done in his past. And the thing is that, as Andy just said, that felt like you weren't watching the film anymore. You're watching this actor talk about his own life, not even sort of thinking about a character or being in the middle of a plot about a bank robbery or whatever. I kind of feel like Tom Cruise in that particular scene, we're watching Tom Cruise, and maybe I'm sort of reading too much into it, but it felt like, Tom Cruise was looking at his own fate. Because if you think about it, those are two actors that were kind of like in sort of parallel paths in the 80s. And so that scene in that original Top Gun, they're both like incredible specimens of men. But Val Kilmer went through one path and Tom Cruise went through another. And not only before his illness, Val Kilmer's is always, there's been rumors about him not being an easy actor to work with on set, and he definitely didn't have as successful of a career as Tom Cruise. He did pretty damn well, he ended up playing Batman. He played Jim Morrison from The Doors. But Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, and he's somehow superhuman, that he's aged in a way that 95% of people his age wouldn't have aged like he has. And the thing is that seeing sort of Tom Cruise emote that way when he's sort of looking at Val Kilmer, it's sort of him saying what his life could have been, at that point, if he kind of went through a different path. And it's just, I find it just a really kind of fascinating scene, the fact that you think, is Tom Cruise acting, or is he literally, because what they're talking about, so what are they talking about in that scene? They're talking about,
well, he says you got to let go.
You've got to let go. That's right. So he's saying you've got to let go. When you guys talk about Tom Cruise, it really does feel like that's someone who is living life on the edge and not wanting to, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but not wanting to sort of face, real life. And it felt like this was like a moment of clarity of him sitting down with someone the same age as him, who, as I said, was kind of like at the same point, that he was at in that original film, and looking at someone who is, physically looking at Val Kilmer, thinking, this person is nothing like what I remember him as. And, Tom Cruise is different that way. He sure, he's got a few wrinkles. He does look older, but if anything, he feels like more powerful than he was in that original film. And
Power of Zemu.
That's the thing. And sorry, but it's just like,
go on, you got this, bro.
If you're kind of watching someone and their health is like deteriorating, like, in front of your eyes, and you sort of feel helpless. And I think that's what he's going through. And that's what he was going through in that scene. He's watching someone who was his peer,
Do you think it was a bit of a tribute as well? Like,
he cries in that scene. Are they real tears then, do you think?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was bringing up that JCVD scene, because it felt like it was, they switched on the cameras, but they said, just don't act, but be just be real in this moment. And it's just a really interesting scene. And it made me think about like things in my own life that are going on. And like,
it's the power of cinema, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Goddamn
it
right.
is. Yeah.
It's mad as well, that scene, because like it's so rare that, or maybe it's not, but I think it is rare. Like we all know Val Kilmer's very ill. We all know Val Kilmer may not be around for a while. So, but your line between the character and the real human being is you're so invested in multiple fucking layers of what is going on in front of you. It's fucking incredible.
I didn't know he was going to be in that film. Like it was just it was like, oh, they're actually going to show him, and
Yeah, it's mad as well the way they position the scene as well, because the Top Gun Maverick, everything is fast paced, bang, 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 and everything just slows down there.
Yeah, man.
And it's just two men in a room for a good 3-4 minutes. Like, wow.
I assume he's got the scarf on because he's got like scars where he's had.
Well, I think it's throat cancer, isn't it?
Yeah. He's had his trachea removed or something. Yeah.
Holy shit, Shaf, that was powerful. I think this is the best podcast that's ever been on. No, don't apologise. Fucking hell.
Anyways, did you know the population of Honduras is 9,182,766?
Yeah, and actually, Kyle, Honduras was the first country to ban smoking inside your own home. So
fuck off! This is my facts, not yours.
Fuck you, man. I'm a bigger Honduras fan than you are. You've never even been to Honduras. I got a fucking timeshare out there.
Andy, rank the Mission Impossible films from best to worst.
Oh my god.
Now you're trying to remember the Mission Impossible films.
Let me get them all up in front of me.
Okay, well, I think Dave would probably be able to recall them.
Okay, so no, I've done it. I've done it. Right. Oh god.
How many has there been? 6.
Crazy bastard.
6.
My favourite. Oh god, they're all so fucking good. I'm going to say Rogue Nation number 1.
Wow.
No, I'm not. I've just got to forget about that plane scene and just think about right. I'm going to say Ghost Protocol. All right, is my first.
Is that 4? I can't.
Yeah.
2011. Then I'm going to say. Then I'm going to go Rogue Nation. Then I'm just going to go straight in with Mission Impossible.
Okay.
And then I'll go.
Okay.
Then I'll go Fallout, and then I'll go 3, and then 2.
Okay. How about you, Dave?
But for me, it's 6, 5, 3, 2, 4, 1.
Wowza.
6 being the best.
You're not that much of a fan of 4, then, are you?
Well, yeah. Oh god, yeah. 4.
Ghost Protocol's next level.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I love 3 and 2 though. The problem is it. Apart from, I don't really like number 1 at all, and the other 5 I just fucking adore, and they're all unique and wonderful. It really is just impossible.
This is like asking who's your favourite child. You can't fucking.
Yeah, exactly. It's so difficult. They're just these gifts that were given to us. Those Mission Impossible films from. Oh man, it's so good. I love 2. I just love 2. Listeners, I love 2.
If you had to erase from your memory all of the James Bond films or all of the Mission Impossible films, which one would you erase?
Oh, Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
collectively, I prefer them.
Hands down. Yeah.
But then I do feel there are like kind of Casino Royale and Skyfall and No Time to Die are up there with Mission Impossible films.
Okay.
Octopus.
How about you, Kyle?
The national animal of Honduras is the Yucatan white-tailed deer.
Mate,
wow.
Did you know that? Yeah. 3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 1.
Whoa.
Fuck
3?
yeah.
So you said 3?
3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 1.
6, 2, 4.
Well,
5,
I didn't know
1.
you're a fan of. I didn't know you're a fan of number 2.
Yeah, man. John Woo. What the fuck? Long hair.
So,
He's got long hair.
I'm just
The
quite
motorbikes.
I know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that it's just not.
Greatest soundtrack
it's
ever.
not-
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, go now.
Will you bury me when I'm gone?
That music video is so good.
Okay,
go
great.
now.
So that's our,
Go back to Lost,
Mission
though. Go back
Impossible
to Lost. The guy that played Sawyer was in number 3, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, for number 4, and that's the thing. I think he should have had Jeremy Renner's role. 100%. That's what I think. I think he should have had it. Yeah, it's a shame that He isn't a huge movie star. Talking about him like he's dead, but anyway. Okay, cool. I think that's everything, right? Or
I've got some factoids.
Gonna need to be because it's about 3 hours long. So
yeah,
go on, Kyle, go on.
So Andy was talking about the Star Wars thing. Yeah, so they obviously had to run through the canyon and hit the small target, but the missiles at the end, his targeting system fails. So he has to go manual, like Luke goes manual, didn't he?
It's literally like
use the force. Also, who comes to rescue at the end? The cocky guy comes to the rescue at the end. So Hangman's Han Solo. He fucking comes and saves the day, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Always just take it back to Star Wars, no matter what film we talk about. Wow. I'm surprised you didn't bring up Star Wars and the world's greatest dad.
Kylo Ren wanking off over Darth Vader.
So the writer of the story of this film is a guy called Peter Craig, who Shafi didn't mention him. So Peter Craig is the brother
the story of the film
of Eli Craig, who wrote and directed Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Fucking hell!
Also, Peter Craig wrote the Batman as well with what's his face?
George Lucas.
Matt Reeves, yeah. Yeah. And what we didn't mention last week is that both Peter Craig and Eli Craig are Sally Field's sons.
Really? Wow. There you go.
Fucking hell.
Pays to know people in Hollywood.
Last thing, Newman's will lose his mind over this. So, director of this film, Joseph Kosinski, was going to make a film called Go Like Hell, which is a racing film which starred Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
He's filming that at the moment, though, isn't he?
No. The film got canned, and they got a new director and a new cast, and the film was renamed Ford versus Ferrari.
That's it, mate.
He's doing an F1 film now at the moment, isn't he? Kosinski.
Look up Go Like Hell.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he's doing a Netflix F1 film.
Apparently he's doing a Twister remake as well.
Now you're talking.
There you go.
Oh my God,
Andy,
yes.
get ready to jizz.
Wow.
Yeah, untitled Formula One project that he's working on right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know he's working in a Twister film. There you go.
Team up with the guy from the cell and cut a cow in half.
Fucking launch it up into the sky.
Launch it up.
Yeah, he's like, and tell you what, something I was going to send you in the WhatsApp group, but he did like some really good adverts. So he did one for Halo, which is really cool, and he did one for Gears of War. You know, like the soundtrack is to like Mad World.
Well,
do you remember that Gears of War?
They're dropping into the danger zone. It's beautiful that video.
Yeah. He directed that. That
oh man, yeah, that's so cool.
So let's go to one word reviews then.
It's the one word review. The one word review. The one word review from us to you.
Except for Dave, who says it's the best.
Kyle, what's your one word review?
The national currency of Honduras is the Lempira.
Wow.
You just said Honduras.
Yeah. What's your one word review then, Kyle?
It's sick, bro. It's fucking sick.
Sick. Okay. What about you, Dave?
Awesome.
Okay. I think you use that word for like every other film, but anyway. And then Andy, what's your one word review?
I don't know, man. Like full throttle, adrenaline, perfection, saving cinema, Gillette Mac 10.
Gillette.
Gillette, mate.
Yeah.
Gillette Mac 10.
That's how stupid blokes are. All you've got to do is like call a razor Mac 10. You sell $1 billion.
Harry's, yeah. Okay, so and that's our talk about Maverick. Great, excellent.
Wow.
Okay, Shafi. So, have you chosen RRR?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, viewers, if you haven't seen RRR, please go and see Maverick.
I'll just edit this so Shafi chooses RRR.
Yeah, whatever he says, just go. All right, it's Shafi here. I really like this film called RRR.
It's like that itchy and scratchy poochie.
All right, Shafi. So fair enough. You've not chosen RRR, but may I ask, what is your choice?
Okay, so this round, funnily enough, everyone has really got on with the films that have been chosen. Like
Oh, no.
everyone has sort of got.
And I'm going to stop that.
Until now.
I'm gonna become the villain.
Yeah,
I've chosen to
fucking
become the
hell.
villain of the podcast.
I was just starting to enjoy this podcast.
I know, tell me about it. So the film I've chosen, funnily enough, was the first film I thought about when we came up with the idea of the podcast. But I thought, I'm going to leave it. They're not ready for it yet. But now I think the time has come. So the film is called House, and it was released in 1977.
Oh, Shaf, what the fuck is this cat doing with the fucking...
Don't spoil it for yourself.
You're fucking mental.
So just want to say to the viewers, now, drugs is not something that we encourage you to take, on a general basis. However, if it's something you do take, then take a healthy amount of it before watching this film if you want to participate in watching this film. So
this is fucking ridiculous. What is this?
You guys know that, and I can't wait to hear everyone's reaction to it.
Well, you've ruined the podcast. You've ruined the podcast.
Dave, do you want to do the outro in your best Honduras accent?
No, I think it's Newlands' turn this week.
Yeah, go on then. All right, this is Harry from Honduras. I just want to say I really like the popcorn, lads. They're fucking banging down here in Honduras.
Right, let's rock and roll.
Got the posters up everywhere.
I'm going to go and eat a Pokeball now.
I really like that Kyle Hammond. He's a fucking star. He is down in Honduras.
Kyle, send the viewers home.
Please get in touch with us. Send any questions, comments, praise, hate mail, or one-word reviews to the popcorn postbag at whodroppedthepopcorn@gmail.com, or like, follow, harass us on Twitter at whopopcorn, or on Instagram and TikTok at whodroppedthepopcorn. You can also leave a review on your podcast app, and please remember to like and subscribe. You've been listening to Who Dropped the Popcorn. Really appreciate it. See you soon. The power of Zemu compels you. Goodbye.